Hello everyone, ciao a tutti, this is Papilla ASMR. There's a storm here today, so that's probably all the added noise that you can hear today. But to me it's a very relaxing sound, so I hope it'll be the same for you. So I'm just going to start preparing things and I'll tell you along the way. First of all, I came up with this dish because I do make quesadillas and burritos actually quite often. So this is a sort of homage to Mexican food, and it's obviously only the concept of quesadilla as I'm going to use all Mediterranean ingredients. So what I'm doing here is preparing these courgettes or zucchini, how you say in the States, and I'm just going to get rid of the ugly bits. This will be instead of the guacamole, and we're going to make some stir-fried courgettes instead. I have read somewhere that in Mexico sometimes they do make guacamole using a sort of small courgette instead of avocado. I'm going to grate them using these So I think I'm going to leave this central part out, as it is full of water anyway. Although it does make a very good sound. I love this sound, but I don't love this watery part. I'm just going to get rid of this. So, here we go. What a lovely sound. ASMR sounds are yummy, I think. So that's why it makes sense to me to pair ASMR with cooking and food. They must be processed, or they must be somehow linked in our brain. The satisfaction of eating something yummy and ASMR sounds. I hope they're going to do more research on the subject. Okay, so I'm going to keep the garlic aside from later. I'm going to put the shots in this bowl, and these will turn into just a small little pile of cooked ones. They're just going to halve their size. I am going to make some sort of refried beans, but again, it's just the inspiration. They're not actually Mexican refried beans. It's just the idea of them. So I'm going to make them with this shallot. I love doing this, peeling, like when you peel those plasticky bits on something new that you bought. I'm going to chop this chili as well. Now you can definitely see this is not an authentic Mexican recipe, or maybe before that, but this is not a very strong one at all. So if you had any doubts, some topping, some sage and rosemary. I'm going to add them to the shallots, scallion and chili. Okay, this is going to form the base of my refried beans, so called. Okay. Don't forget the garlic. Just gonna put it on the top. So I'm just going to put the garlic facing down this way with the strongest side facing down. And I'm going to wait for it to give some flavor to the oil before adding the courgettes. Okay, you can see from the surface here that the oil is getting warm. Nice sizzle. And I always try to be careful not to burn the garlic because it's really not a nice flavor, or at least for me. I do like it roasted, and that's when it becomes sweeter and it just changes almost completely its flavor, but I don't like it burnt. So now I'm going to add the courgettes. And these are going to cook surprisingly quickly. That is also because I'm using quite a high heat. They are full of water after all, so they're not going to burn easily. So now for the beans, same thing. We always use extra virgin olive oil in Italy, or we tend to do so for everything basically. And well, obviously it's not that expensive then. And it is extremely good for you. I'm going to add this bit. Yeah, so it has many vitamins, antioxidants, but it's not only good for your health in general, but for your hair and skin. I remember that one day when I was a kid, I found out that my mom was adding extra virgin olive oil to my cat's food, and because of that, he had the most beautiful shiny fur, and she had periods of time when she used to do this. She didn't do it every day, so then it became kind of a thing for me to figure it out when it was one of those periods of time that my cat was having extra virgin olive oil, because I was able to tell by looking at his fur that was shinier, more luscious, I don't know how to explain, softer definitely. So now, as you can see, I've used sort of Mediterranean herbs instead of coriander, and I'm not going to add anything else like you would add to refried beans, maybe chipotle sauce, or I'm not going to add that. And obviously these are Italian beans. They're my favorite couple of beans, and I use them in quite a lot of recipes because I think they complement each other very well. This kind, cannellini, oh my, these are cultivated in Argentina. That's even worse, isn't it, for the environment. experiment, I mean. So, you basically soak these in water the night before. And you cook them for 60 minutes before doing this, together with my favorite fagioli borlotti. Oh, this cultivated in Italy, that makes me feel a little less guilty. As you can see, they look and taste quite similar to the pinto beans. Pinto beans? I think that's what they're called. Obviously, now in the UK you can find them. You can find both of these kinds in cans. So by all means, I don't usually remember to soak them the night before, so I do use cans quite a lot as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna cover these for a while. Actually, I'm going to add some hot water first, a little bit, because I kind of want them mushy. These do need to be, well, at least half of them, yeah. You do want some bite, and well, more than bite, just like a bit of texture, but mainly they're going to be formed like a sort of cream, I would say. I'm going to mash a part of these, just this potato mash. I was hoping for a better sound, to be honest. Anyway. Okay. So okay. This is how I personally like them, but by all means just be creative if you're making this. It's an idea that you can you can develop however you want. So now, instead of a tortilla, I'm going to use piadina, romagnola, emiliana, from Emilia Romagna. Piadina is also a sort of flatbread, like tortilla, but it's made of wheat. Unlike tortillas, which I think are mainly made of corn, and also piadina contains some sort of fat. Luckily, lard is not the only fat they make piadina with nowadays, but that's what's in the original recipe. And these are actually quite easy to make if you can't find it where you are. Otherwise, just use the closest thing in your culture, as I'm pretty sure that virtually every culture has their own version of a flatbread. So, I'm going to open this. Side. Not that it makes that much of a difference. And for the cheese, I'm going to use dry mozzarella or scamorza, together with a wonderful Spanish cheese called manchego, and this is made of sheep milk, and so it's quite similar to many Italian cheeses, but either way it's really, really good. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of the courgettes. we don't call dry mozzarella in Italy, we call it scamorza. And then I'm going to add, now I forgot to grate the manchego, but I'm just going to add just little cubes, which might actually be yummier, so that's that. Okay, I might have filled it too much. I'm not good with quantities, as I've said before. And I am a complete cheese addict, so anyway, now I'm going to fold this and I'm going to go cook it on a grill that I have in the other room, but it's like a sandwich grill. But if you don't have anything like that, you can simply cook this on the stove, on a pan like the one I used earlier. Okay, so this is the wonderful result. I mean, anything with melted cheese, yeah, can't really say no to that, I'm afraid. And I'm going to try it. Actually, maybe I'm going to wait that it cools down a little bit. There's this guy with an Italian cooking channel here on YouTube, and he tastes the food he just cooked right when it's done, whilst it's still super hot, and every time he burns himself, and his expressions are just so funny. He's a very funny man. Anyway, I'm not going to make the same mistake. Okay, I'm going to have a bit of this, which also happens to be one of my favorite beers. I don't know why. It truly is la cerveza más fina. Let's find a glass. Oh, I didn't bring it. Oh well. Cheers. I mean, it's 3 o'clock here. I probably shouldn't, but in Italy we always drink at lunch, so besides I do this for you guys. Let's it also makes a good sound. strong flavors that usually go into refried beans, but if you prefer a stronger flavor, you can mash in the garlic, like the whole garlic. You can add more of the herbs, and maybe I could have added a little bit of paprika, but it's really, really good nonetheless. So I'm just going to have a little bit more because it's too good. Also, don't be afraid to add salt to this for the same reason that the beans are not that strong of a flavor, but the manchego works wonderfully. Because it is salty and tangy. Okay guys, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, chaotic as it was.